Hello everyone, this is Stocks Advisor speaking. Welcome to the channel where we discuss interesting buy opportunities for US-based stocks. Today we will talk about Tesla, traded at Nasdaq, ticker name TSLA. Well, Tesla is actually a stock being discussed really a lot recent days and recent months, so we also decided to talk about it because it has ended today trading session and also this week with some kind of corrective bearish indicating combination of candles. Therefore, we would like to look where we could enter here, where would be interesting entry opportunities, and actually what will be the short-term situation for Tesla and its behavior. Well, when we speak for such a highly, let's say, a company with such a high public interest as Tesla, we need to understand two things: that actually it's of course the chart combination for such a huge market capacity company that works, but it's also a news and kind of overreactions on the market that could be seen. So Tesla is actually an example which shows both or impacted by both parameters. It's by chart combination, so technicality, but also by how people react. And therefore, it's important to note that we will do the technical analysis. Should any news or any catalyst come, of course, the things can twist immediately and go either way. But if only technical part will work, then we can see what's going on here. So it's important to understand the general trends and general behavior of Tesla. So let's have a look. Starting from May, actually from April even, the stock is going upwards very nicely, showing this clear positive behavior trend T1. Let's call it T1, this green line that actually started somewhere, actually continued from beginning of May, and then it made it classical waves, and at beginning of July it went really like acceleration mode, going also RSI wise very overbought, and then at these levels at acceleration bought it was classical stop of acceleration, and then wave slowly declined, making kind of a flat decline and still reconfirming trend 1 again around middle of August. And then second wave started. What we see for the second wave, again we form a classical wave, and then at the second half of the wave it again begins with acceleration and then breaks. So the first wave, this one, it started with acceleration, it begins make acceleration, then flattened and declined. So second one started normally, then went to acceleration and then broke. This is important. Although it's broke towards moving average 50, this blue line here again reconfirming trend 1. But it broke. And breaking of the wave for the companies that are going positively and forming so-called 50, 20, 200 moving averages pattern. So when moving averages are aligned like that, by the way, here we have three moving averages depicted. On the left you see their legends. It's moving average 20, 50 and 200 being green, blue and red lines correspondingly. So once we have the moving averages aligned like this, 20 to 50 to 100, it means the stock is in general positive grow, and until the waves start to break. And that's important because, for example, here at the beginning of May, you see classical wave forming and reducing. Again, second wave forming and reducing, so nothing speaks about problems. And then the third wave we see, like we called it number 1, it's forming, then goes with acceleration. It's not breaking, but it's flattening and then reducing, so it's still okay. Now what we see, the second wave, it's going normally, then second half goes with acceleration and then the wave breaks. Breaking the wave means like it's very asymmetric with respect to its first half. So if we would draw here kind of a line for the halves, you can see that the first half is not symmetrical to the second half. So second half is more skewed, meaning like it's more slopey, so it's kind of breaking. And also you can see here clearly like we are at RSI very high by the end of August, and then it drops also strongly, going really strongly down. Then usually what happens after first break of the wave reconfirms itself. I mean, the trend reconfirms itself. That's a classical situation. And then usually a second wave goes to the half or the little bit upper half of the previous wave. That's exactly what we see here with Tesla. It's going again up, kind of trying to make a classical wave and reconfirming again trend one line. But this wave, the third wave, it has lower heights than the second wave, because second wave was broken, and RSI wise we didn't go really high, we were really like staying in the middle. So RSI wise we are not showing any decisive movement, either positive or negative, therefore meaning that the price is still deciding. So to be completely correct, the third wave is just pre-volatility, and the wave which did not form, but we can call it the fourth area, it's just the volatility. So it's volatility on the broken trend, because wave 2, this level, clearly broke the trend, and then we just see a very strong volatilities. So now the question, of course, where will we go? Will we still recover or not? And here, again, speaking purely on technicality, it's moving average 20 that allows us to understand it. So we see moving average 20 here is flattening. Let's draw it with dark line. So it's flattening here, meaning that overall its power is reducing. And if you see these last three candles of trading, it's actually, let's draw it here, it's a white candle. Then we see a small red doji here. And then it's a red one. Today trading ended with the red one. So usually it's more bearish combinations. Usually speaking of beginning of another major correction, especially after decline, after break of the wave 2, and then actually making third wave like half of the wave 2. And that without ability to form the fourth wave. So most probably technically wise, it's starting to correct. Also, if you look for MACD, it's clear that it made one wave, second negative wave, third negative wave, so it didn't really pierce up, and then it, instead of really making fast move upwards, it went positive and now going again negative, meaning that its breakage upwards was not confirmed, so again it's going down, so it needs to create a positive pressure to grow. Therefore, it's expected to have a further correction here for the next week, and the price to go lower. Again, if there is no catalyst, no news coming. Because as I said at the beginning, Tesla is very catalyst driven stock. And should the price, of course, continue, at this moment we are in a very strong volatility area. Here it's a very strong volatility area, and then probably beginning of next week will volatile here, and then the further correction should take place. Once this happens, here we will see the clear lines of defense. So this is the first line of defense, of support. Actually, this is the second one, these levels, and then the third one is actually lying quite low here. It's this one. Again, when we draw these lines, it doesn't exactly mean that we will go there, but it just means that, yeah, that's it would be. It just means that these are technical support lines. So if you are planning your trade, planning your average down, you should be somewhere in the vicinity of those lines. So having said that, this will make our entries. So it will be, let's call these lines S1, S2 and S3. Having said that, now we know that actually between S1 and S2 would be the first entry advice, and somewhere on the upper vicinity of S3 would be the second entry. So this is 1, this is 2. We always advise to average down with 1 to 2, meaning that first you buy with first portion and then you buy with 2 portions. Often I have questions like, oh, it didn't go really to second area, it did lift off from the first one. Well, yes, this is quite possible. That's the reason we buy first and then we wait. If we have rebounds here, then actually this dark line R1 will work probably as complete ceiling, also having another kind of resist volatility level on here. Blue one, let's call it R2. So in that sense, yeah, these would be the first resist R2 and then second one R1. If we pierce those, then we can have another upwards movement, but before that some general correction will take place. Should the price go further down, well, then it's a opportunity to average down further, and then of course we should see another reversal, and then S1 line probably will work as a first resist, and then R2 will work as a second one. That's why we draw these circles. So it doesn't mean that price should go all the way down. It's just the levels where it's advised to average down or enter, and with that you can make your trade. So having said that, again, if next week's will be purely driven by technicality, not by any news for Tesla, some major correction is expected. Therefore, now you know what to do and how to make your play. Good luck with this. Also, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. This way you will not miss our new videos, new discussions, and new interesting opportunities for US-based stocks.